close out this topic regarding the MRO because I want to make sure that we're really clear and that everyone understands what an MRO is. So it's a medical review officer, and it's someone that's certified to take a look at the specimen and also reach out to the applicant or the employee and have conversation with them about the results to determine if there's a prescription for the drug that was found in their system or whatever that it might be before they give a final ruling to the employer related to the drug screen. And I think that's so important. So when you look for a vendor as an employer, there are some things that I always ask the vendor. Certainly, you do need to be aware of your budget and your price, but sometimes you get what you pay for. You want to ask some specific questions of the vendor, like, can they provide a certified collector? So do they have an office where they can be sent? Or can they send somebody to your place of employment to conduct these screens? And there's also regulations around that you need to be aware of. What lab are they using to evaluate the specimen? What's their turnaround time? And then finally, what is their MRO process? So do they have medical review officers? What's their process for reaching out to that employee? What's their results? And how do they get the results back to the employer?
Building on that, also, employers need to realize how many prescription drugs are going to come up in the drug testing, and it's not just things like medical marijuana. Your attention deficit drugs are going to pop on that blood drug test. So not having that MRO actively involved is going to put you in jeopardy of getting yourself in trouble.
Exactly. And the reason why is a lot of people think that a specimen comes back from a lab negative or positive, and it doesn't. It comes back from the lab either negative or non-negative. And as Tracy mentioned, this MRO's job to decide if it's in fact positive.
One of the misnomers is if a state has a regulation that allows the use of marijuana, medical marijuana in the state, many employees think that the employer can't screen for it, or if they're under the influence, can't terminate them on the job. But that's not the case. Employers can still have a policy that says that employees can't test positive for marijuana, especially be under the influence in the workplace. So it is important, I think, that not only once you've drafted your policy within your organization, it's not only important to have a policy, but it's important to share it with your applicants and new hires, with your employees, so that they understand what your policy entails and what they need to adhere to, especially in those states where they've legalized the use of marijuana.